are in the heart of Birmingham. I'm Annette B, and I have the wonderful Stephanie Pitter here with me. And we're at the African Caribbean Millennium Centre. So tell me a bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Stephanie Pitter, and I'm a campaigner for the rights for Black history to become part of our school national curriculum. And I've been campaigning the cities of Birmingham since 2012.
Wow.
And trying to make not only our community, but our government system to know that Black history is important to be taught throughout our school. So I've been campaigning for about three years now.
Okay.
And we're looking to change the system and have Black history become part of our school national curriculum.
So what inspired you to take such a strong step?
Well, I think it was really my children, because they came home and didn't have any form of Black history that they came home with, whether it was Black History Month that we celebrate here in October in England, and looking at their views and their concepts of Black history within their school, I decided to put a petition together and walk the streets of Birmingham, so to speak, and bring awareness to the community, and also allow people to have their views and their points to see whether Black history should be part of our curriculum for secondary schools and primary schools.
I have to commend you, because I'm sure a lot of parents have thought, about when their children go to school, they're not actually learning anything about, the history of our heritage and so forth. So for you to take a stand and act proactively, do something about it, and now you're on a mission campaigning for the benefit of all, our community. I have to commend you on that.
Thank you.
So how can people get involved with what you're doing?
Well, I think everybody needs to have a look on the webpage, which is www.blackhistory.co.
Just look into the camera and tell the viewers.
The campaign webpage is www.blackhistoryinschools.uk, and we need to go online and sign the petition. We need 100,000 signatures to make this possible. We only have days left really for this campaign to end. And it ends on the 10th of February 2015. We're over 42,000 signatures at the moment. And it's important to understand that Black history is not just teaching our own children. Ideally, we should be teaching our children that at home and educating ourselves and our children. What we need to do is to let Black history become part of a worldwide thing to other ethnic groups in our country. And we've got to understand that sharing Black history isn't necessarily a negative thing. It's very much a positive thing. So all children can learn the aspects of Black history, which is beautiful.
So how are you going about telling the world, the country about?
Well, it's sharing everything through media and newspapers and everything else that comes with it. It's word of mouth, it's parents to other parents and children to other children. It's not just about parents going out there. Children have a very much active role within signing this petition, because I do believe that every child matters and every child should have a voice in how they're educated within the schools. So I think over 42,000 people speak for themselves that we do want this within our schools, and it's very important that we have this, not only for ourselves, but certainly to be teaching other ethnic groups as well.
I noted that you said you've only got a few days left. So what date is the cut-off?
The cut-off date is 12 noon on the 10th of February 2015.
Okay.
So we really need to raise the bar. We have to push this. And may I remind everybody that this is not just a Black petition. This is a very multicultural petition. We have teachers all over the Birmingham, Leicester, Coventry, London that have signed this petition and say this is needed within our schools, so we can bring the children more of a unit rather than a division. And this is what we're about. This is the 21st century.
And just something like that brought into the schools would help to give the children a sense of self-worth.
Absolutely.
Hearing out their ancestors, created, invented the traffic lights.
Absolutely.
And other things, So it is an eye-opener.
It is.
And I do, believe what you were saying will have a positive impact on the next generation going forward, and also our generation and older.
Absolutely.
Enlightening us what's taken place.
Yeah, we've got to remember that we talk about American history, African history, and the Caribbean history, and that's very important to place that in our curriculum. But we've got to remember that we have British history right here, which is, you know, the involvement of the Atlantic slave trade and Britain's involvement within that, which took a very significant role within that. And we've got to look at all the buildings that we see, certainly in Liverpool and Bristol and London and Birmingham, that they were built on the slave trade from our forefathers. So we've got to remember that when we look at history, we've just not got to look at American history, African history, we've got British history right here, and we can name so many buildings, and we can name so many streets, and we can look at Birmingham City right here, the involvement of over 400,000 people that was involved making guns. It goes on and on, and if you know your history, you will know this. So it's really important that we show the people that we don't just live in the box. We can come out of the box, and when we come out of the box, there are positive things that we can inspire young children today in their learning, in their very presence, which is relevant for all children, not just learning about the history. It's very relevant because it gives that positive, bold impact to your life, that if they can do it and have that great immense struggle, what says what we can do in this 21st century? And we have the means.
A lot of negative
press
and a lot of negative thoughts that is instilled in our youth.
Absolutely. I mean, we spoke earlier, that we have a lot of communities and a lot of ethnic groups which are not specifically naming a particular colour or anything, but we have bad and good in everybody.
Yes.
But when we look at the black community, we're stigmatised and placed in this box around guns and knife crimes and drugs and everything. We've got to realise and let the people know that this is what society has stigmatised us with. But outside of that box, if you pull down the veil and you open the box, here comes this beautiful, like a flower that blossoms on a summer morning, that we have history that is beautiful and colourful, just like the rainbows in the sky, that is entrepreneurs, scientists, poetry, bold leaders, activists, that made changes, significant changes, and became the first to create and do these things. So we have to remember that we've got positive men and positive women that have a significant impact upon our lives and our children's future.
That's amazing. I think what you are doing, Stephanie, is just awesome.
Thank you.
And I personally want to encourage you. Is there like a Facebook page that people can go on to learn more? I know you've got the website.
Yes, I have the website, but I don't specifically have anything on Facebook that anybody can learn more. I guess people just log on because they know me and they sign a petition, because I do a lot of work pushing it through Facebook and the media and so forth. So if they want to go, they can actually find information on the webpage, which is www.blackhistoryinschools.uk, and you can click on the pictures that you see, and there's information behind it. I mean, it's not a great book, but it's enough information for some children and people to be inspired by.
Okay, well, thank you,
Thank you very much indeed.
So you've heard everything that she's had to say, so let's get out there and make a difference. And it be Stephanie Glitter on Ben TV.